Hey guys, it's Dave and welcome to the Weird Kid Show. It's awesome having you here today. Appreciate you. So, last week I showed you a little bit of what I've been up to, and then I gave you guys the chance to vote for this week's prop that I'm going to start on. We had the Cursed Book, which I was going to use this here. It's one of those magnet keepsake boxes that looks like a book, and I was gonna do like it's a cursed book to where just merely open it will release the evil. Okay, and so I gave you guys a chance to vote on that, and then there was the creature. Well, it seemed like the voting was about even, so what I think I might do, one of the suggestions was from Rob, and Ray chimed in saying that, you know, maybe I could do a creature holding the book. And I thought, you know what, because I'm going to be doing both of these projects, that might not be a bad idea at all, okay? But I want to see how the book translates first, and then I want to see how the creature translates first. And then what I'll probably do is then I'll have to design it a custom base and stuff like that to incorporate all this in. And I might add some other bells and whistles to it. So this week, the book is going to be done, alright? And so what I'm going to do first, which is what I've covered with you guys before, is I got my trusty casting latex. Got me some a cup here to put my latex in. Got some paint brushes and my trusty blue shop towels. Okay, and so what I'm going to do first is the cover and the spine. Everything here needs to be covered first, and I can paint it and design a book. Okay, and this book is going to be opened. Alright, because there's just not enough room inside here to do all that I want to do. And keep in mind, just opening the book releases the evil, so we're going to have stuff coming from it. And I've got some ideas. I'm not going to tell you. We're going to show you along the way, okay? So, that's what we got going this week, guys. And I really appreciate you for being here. Check this out. Alright guys, so I'm going to have to voice over the rest of this here and tell you what's going on. I got something going on with my external microphone, and it does something like this. So as you can see, the audio is unusable. So, if I adjust it a certain way, then I'm able to use it, but I wasn't paying attention and checking the levels, because the levels usually will tell me if it's making the static or not. Anyways, long story short, here we are. I've got my casting latex poured up, and get me a couple of paint brushes I don't care about, and blue shop towels, which I have plenty of. Thanks to an anonymous donator, I do have plenty of those to last me a good long while. And I've not used anything else. I know you can use tissue paper. There's a lot of other things that you can use for texturing. Like I imagine you can use creepy cloth. But this is what I started my journey with, and I love it. I'm in love with it. I really enjoy this technique. And it's really effective. So, if you check my Evil Dead Necronomicon tutorial, you'll see that this is the same method I use for that. And it's simple. You just paint on the latex onto the surface that you're going to give a skin to. And then you lay down a piece of blue shop towels. Now, it helps to tear it up. Do away with square edges, smooth edges, and then to just kind of roll it in your hands, the palm of your hands, to give it wrinkly texture. And then I lay that on top of the wet latex, which is going to bind it to the book. And then I go over the top of it with more latex and let it saturate in there real good. It doesn't take long to dry, and when it does dry, I'll tell you what, it's a skin, guys. It's a fantastic technique. I cannot say enough about this technique. It's amazing. You can do a lot of stuff with this. And as you can see, I'm just plugging away at this thing. It just takes time. It's super easy, but it's just time consuming. You can add cotton or different things to add textures, but I didn't deem it necessary, especially on the face of the book, because it wasn't going to be seen. You know, the focus point is the front with the book open, so that was my focus there. So but anyways, I'm gonna keep plugging away at this thing and then show you where we're at. Alright, so just to check in to see my progress here, this is most of the front's done. What I tend to do is I around those edges where the book doesn't open, where the cover doesn't open, where it's part of the box, is I'll overlap some of the paper towel over the edge, so that after that's dry, I can come in the inside around that real thin space and tear it up and put some latex down and then fold it over so that it's all uniform around the whole thing. And I'm not putting too much detail in the front because you're not going to see it. So alright guys, so this is pretty much the finished product. I did the whole front, back, the inside of the cover, and then just some partial on the inside of the box itself. I don't need to do the whole inside because we're going to be building off from the inside. Remember that this is like a evil entity type of a thing that's emerging from the book. This is the cursed book. Now, you can do all kinds of things. One of the things that I did with this project was that after all the paper towel, let's call it corpsing for the lack of a better term, after that was all done, I went ahead and I took my paintbrush and I took some latex and I drizzled it in different areas on the cover to, when it dries, it's going to build more texture. And you can do this too. Now, if this was just a book, I mean, the last one I did was a Necronomicon, so it had a somewhat specific look to it, although I did my version. A cool looking prop book would have like the leather strips that go across the, you know, to help with the binding, and you know, to just really dress it up and make it look really old and cool. However, you're not going to see the front of this book. You're not going to see the front of this book unless you actually, you know, look around the corner. Like I said, this book's open and the focal point is the front. And so that's, you know, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on detail that nobody's going to even really see, you know. But you and I know it's there. So what I decided to do is just to simplify it. I thought maybe we'll just put something on there. I had gotten these magnets, fridge magnets, that Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks had sculpted up. He sent me a bunch of them. And I had pulled out a couple of these skulls. One's like a demon skull that glows in the dark, and the other one is just a skull that he sculpted up. And I really like these things. I think they're really cool. If you so choose, go check out his Etsy store. He sells these things, and they're great, you know. And he's got a big variety of them. Not to mention at Halloween, the kids are lucky in his neighborhood because when they trick-or-treat at his house, they get this awesome goodie baggie, plus they're able to go out and pick out their own magnet off this board that Keith made. I think it's awesome. Anyways, I'm going to go with the regular skull, and I'm just going to simply super glue it to the front of the cover of the book, and then I'll go back in and I'll drizzle some latex in to fill in the cracks around it, and it'll also help to adhere it to the book. So the last thing that we'll do with this is we're going to paint it, and we're going to dry brush it, give it an old antique look, make it look really cool, and then we're going to focus on the inside. And for the inside, I had this, I was doing one of my masks one time, my original Frankenstein mask. I wanted to foam fill one to make this wall hanging project, but I had already pulled the blank out of the mold. And so what I tried to do is I tried to stuff the cast back into the mold and then put the foam inside that, and it didn't work because I needed to pour it and leave it in the mold and then pour it in there. And what I had done was I pushed down on it at one point in time to try to get it to, really get inside all the crevices and cracks. Well, what it actually did was it had morphed it. When it dried, I pulled it out, and I got that piece that you're seeing in front of you. Which, that was a happy accident, because I looked at that thing, I'm like, man, that's gnarly. That kind of has, to me, it has kind of like a John Carpenter's The Thing vibe to it. Which I love that stuff. That's like one of my favorite movies, and I could do that kind of stuff all day. So I thought, we're going to take this and we're going to run with it. I just need to shave it down a little bit and then get it inside there. And what we're going to do, guys, I'm telling you, we're going to have all kinds of stuff coming out of this thing. We're going to have tentacles. I got something else that I'm going to feature. I'm not going to tell you about that yet. We're going to do a lot to this. Might try to put some lights in there. Maybe take some cotton and spray paint it and stuff it inside, almost like some kind of like a smoke that's coming out, and then it'll be backlit. We'll try it. We can see. If it don't work, it don't work. But at any rate, we're gonna really trick this thing out. And one thing that I decided with this, I could cut the foam. I could create some teeth out of polymer clay, make the mouth, do the whole inside. But you know what? I think I'm going to cheat this time. And what am I going to cheat with? Well, I got these prosthetics I found at Spirit Halloween on clearance this last season. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to run with that. I can glue it on there, and then I can latex and shop towel around it. Maybe even create some lips if I want to, or whatever. I can do whatever I want, and I can even repaint them if I want, or whatever I'll do. I like the bloody teeth look. Just run with it, and utilize what I have. And sometimes that's there's no shame in repurposing something that you bought a Halloween prop at Spirit or something, or a prosthetic or something, and then utilizing it into your build. There's no shame in that. But we're gonna give this guy some eyes, and I'm gonna pick out some, like, a glass cabochon. Maybe we'll give him one eye or three eyes. We're gonna run with this thing, guys. We're gonna make some discoveries along the way. And so at any rate, this is getting us started. I do apologize for the audio issues, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get a new microphone here eventually. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to start that until next week, so I sure hope that you like and subscribe and come back and follow this journey. We're going to get into this thing. I'm really excited about it, and maybe if you want to follow along, this will give you the opportunity to gather up some materials, and we can build this thing and meet up once a week. So we'll see you next week. Alright, guys, so there we have it. This is the start. And I am excited about it because it's typical for me. What tends to happen is I have an idea and I run with it, and as I'm going along, I get more ideas and things come to me, and so that's what's happened with this one here. I'm excited about it, Even though the fact that I'm going to cheat and utilize some off-the-shelf stuff, I think it's going to come out pretty cool. We get this thing done, we see how it looks, how it turns out. Then we're going to take a look at that creature and see if maybe we can incorporate it into the build itself. So anyways, if you haven't done so, go check out my brothers, Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks and Vic Springson from Monster Misfits. Together we make up the Trio of Terror. Like I've said before, if you watch the news right now, it's easy to get depressed. Rather than get depressed, turn off the TV and turn on YouTube and come watch us. We're always doing stuff, and let's help you take your mind off current events. And anyways, guys, hit the like and subscribe, please. I appreciate you guys so much. And until next time, peace.